Hi everyone, here on Chaf Aleph Shvat. Today it is Hilul of a great rabbi from Tunisia, Rabbi Yitzchak Bokhovza, who was a very, very great rabbi, born in the English year 1853 and passed away in 1930. He will become the head bet din at one stage in Tunisia. He will become the chief rabbi in Libya, in Lub, of the city of Tripoli, a very flourishing Torah community. A very famous story with regards to where he was actually visited Rome. I will relate over also later on. He was a very, very famous Kabbalist also and a poet. And was one of the great rabbis coming from Tunisia, especially in the 19th century. He was actually born in the English year 1853, on the 5th of Adar, to be precise. He came from a very wealthy and generous family. His father was Gabriel Camos, a very, very great guy also, and his mother was Esther. And actually, at a young age, he was actually learning a lot of Torah under the auspices of Rabbi Avram Alush, who was Av Bet Din over there in Tunisia at the time, in Gabs. Gabs was a city where he was born. And later on, he would learn in the yeshiva of Rabbi Abraham Hajjaj, which was also based in Tunisia. And he was engaged in writing a lot of poetry at the Piyutim at a young age, in style that the poets of Spain used to write also, and was writing a lot of Torah works also, a lot of Torah compositions. And he was based in Gabs. This had a very, very flourishing Torah community over there. And he was working in a trade also while he had many, many hours of fixed time of Torah study. After a few years working in trade, later on, he would establish a yeshiva for students at his home and taught Torah regularly in his home. He established a yeshiva and a massive library was full of Torah books and Jewish books to help promote Torah education in that area. He masterminded the Torah. After masterminding the Gemara, he actually started to learn Kabbalah. And it was interesting enough. There was a great rabbi, Rabbi Camos Ajib, actually, who became a rabbi in Or Yehuda, testified that he was well versed in writing amulets, also, which was a massive, great thing. And later on, in the year 1905, I believe, he was appointed to serve as rabbi in Mוכנין, in Tunisia, in the area called Mוכנין over there, and he gained a great amount of following, a huge reputation of a great rabbi in this specific city. And then later on, he had connections also with many of the rabbis in Israel. Many of the great rabbanim in Israel would come and stay with him when they were visiting Tunisia also, and stayed in his home in Mוכנין. And later he also encouraged and motivated many of the people from his community to donate money to Israel. And even in 1911, he visited the land of Israel together with many of his Talmidim and Chaverim also. In the year 1921, after I believe 16 years he was working in Mוכנין, he was appointed the rabbi in Gabs and served there for 5 years over there, where he gained even a huger reputation over there. And later on, his a great reputation earned him to become the chief rabbi of Tripoli in Lub in Libya over there, and there was also the Av Bet Din over there and worked in the Bet Din along with great rabbanim, including Rabbi Rahim Ajib, Rabbi Tzion Bitan, and also Rabbi Yosef Jian. Also, these were great rabbis that worked in the Jewish court over there and had many exchange of letters, for example, for many years with especially a prominent rabbi, Rabbi Moshe David Haddad, who was also the rabbi of the city of Nabal in Tunisia. And actually, interesting enough, there's a famous story I'll just briefly recount over, where the king of Italy actually met him and gave him a badge of honor. His name was Vittorio Emmanuel III, the king of Italy. He came and visited the community in Libya over there, and he was mesmerized by him, by his greatness over there. And he actually even met the Pope, who was also very fascinated by the greatness of the great Rabbi Chacham Yitzchak. And also, there's many stories, reports, especially in Hebrew, not much in English, with regards to that at one stage in time, it's actually reported over in the book Beit Halachmi. This is something that was written over, that after he went to Rome for a wedding, he met the Pope, and the Pope actually took him to the Vatican. This is what's reported over, and showed him the vessels of the Hamikdash over there, which was recounted over in many places in Hebrew. I'll let you to research more on that but also interesting enough, he taught him around in Rome the Arch of Titus, and also, which dates back naturally to the 1st century, and also showed him some form of documentation with regards to the Romans carrying the menorah at this point, the 2,000 years after I believe the time of the destruction of the second Bet HaMikdash. But he was awarded a badge of honor from the king Vittorio, from the third, in Egypt. This happened in the year 1928 also. And this visit to the Vatican cellars is reported over in many, many places. I very much recommend people to look and research more about it over there. He wrote many, many different colossal works over here. And I'll name some of them, including the Brit Yitzchak, which is a shita on Mesechet Ketubot, Mesechet Makot, the Beit Halachmi, which is She'alot v'Teshuvot. There was also the Lechem Chachamim, which is Klalei on the Shas, on the Gemara, the Korban Avi Lechem, which is on the Torah also, the Lechem Lefi Hataf, with Hakdamot Beseder Aleph Bet, the Bracha V'Tehillah also, which was on the Tehillim, and also Chai Yodoch, Docha Ala Tehillim B'derech Pshat, the Ganzei Bracha also. There was also the Ganzei Bracha, there was a Mar'az Zahar, the Tzur Davash also, another which was on Sefer Mishlei also, the Beitad Rabbanan, and the Tova, Tochachot, which was another book on Mishlei also. Wrote many, many different great books. It's going to be his Hilula here on Chaf Aleph Shvat. Please light candles in his memory also, and of the great Chacham. And I'll just name also that one of his students was a famous Rabbi Shimon Maimon. Yeah, I would like to dedicate